Have you ever woken up with stiff, aching joints and wondered, is it just age, or something I'm eating? What if I told you that some of the most common foods in your kitchen could be silently fueling arthritis, joint pain, and even robbing you of your mobility as you get older? Today, I'm going to reveal the worst foods for arthritis, foods that may be making your pain worse, slowing your metabolism, and quietly damaging your joints day after day. But that's not all. Stick with me, because by the end, you'll know exactly what to avoid, and what to put on your plate instead, if you want healthier joints and a longer, more active life. Ready to discover the truth about what you eat and how it affects every step you take? Let's go. Let's start with something most people never suspect: the everyday foods that quietly sabotage your joints. I'm talking about processed foods and processed meats. Think cold cuts, bacon, sausage, deli meats. Even those quick-fix frozen meals or convenient snacks. Why are these so bad? It's not just the salt or the fat, though those play a role. The real culprits are advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These compounds are created when foods are processed, smoked, or fried. And here's the problem. AGEs trigger a chemical reaction in your body, pumping up inflammation and making your joints feel even stiffer and more painful. Clinical studies back this up. People who eat more processed foods have higher levels of inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein and interleukin-6, the very same chemicals found in people with severe arthritis. Ever noticed how your knees or hands feel swollen after a cheat meal? You're not imagining it. But don't rush to clear out your fridge just yet, because there's another food group that might be even worse. What if I told you there's something even more common than processed meat that can inflame your joints? Something you might be eating every single morning? Let's talk sugar. Especially the sneaky forms hiding in sodas, juices, pastries, and healthy breakfast cereals. It's not just about gaining weight. Sugar is a direct trigger for inflammation in your joints. Here's why. When you eat high-sugar foods, your blood sugar spikes, releasing a wave of pro-inflammatory chemicals called cytokines. These chemicals can attack the lining of your joints, making pain and swelling worse. Even worse, high sugar intake stiffens the tendons and makes cartilage less resilient, accelerating the progression of arthritis. One recent study found that even slightly elevated blood sugar levels made knee pain worse over time, even if you weren't diabetic. And get this, a can of soda often contains more sugar than a whole chocolate bar. But the damage doesn't stop at your joints. High sugar diets are linked to metabolic syndrome, a condition that can lead to diabetes, heart disease, and, yes, more joint pain. So, next time you're tempted by that sugary snack, remember, you might be trading a moment of pleasure for hours, or years, of discomfort. But if you think cutting sugar is enough, wait until you hear about the oils you're probably using every day, even in healthy, home-cooked meals. Now let's expose one of the most misunderstood dangers in the modern kitchen: vegetable and seed oils. Canola, soybean, corn, sunflower, safflower, sound familiar? These oils are everywhere, in salad dressings, mayonnaise, fried foods, and even so-called health snacks. The problem? Most of these oils are sky-high in omega-6 fatty acids, which throw your body's natural balance completely out of whack. While omega-6s aren't evil, the average Western diet contains up to 25 times more omega-6 than omega-3, the anti-inflammatory fatty acid you want for healthy joints. When omega-6s dominate, your body goes into a constant state of inflammation. Research has shown this imbalance is linked to more pain, stiffer joints, and even a faster progression of arthritis. And don't forget trans fats. The kind found in margarine, packaged baked goods, and anything hydrogenated. These are proven to spike inflammatory chemicals and make joint pain much, much worse. But what about olive oil, avocado oil, or even real butter? We'll get to that soon, but first, there's a controversial group of foods that many people think are healthy but can be surprisingly inflammatory. Did you know that something as innocent as a slice of bread or a bowl of rice could be fueling your pain? The next chapter might surprise you. Let's look at grains. Wheat, white rice, corn, oats. These staple foods can be surprisingly inflammatory, especially for adults struggling with joint pain. Here's why. Grains contain proteins, like gluten, and other compounds that can irritate the gut lining and trigger immune responses in sensitive people. For some, these responses translate into more joint swelling and pain. In fact, removing grains, even whole grains, has helped many arthritis patients feel dramatically better in just weeks. Next is dairy, especially low-fat or skim milk. While dairy is often marketed as bone-friendly, many adults experience more joint pain and swelling when they consume liquid milk, due to the lactose and milk proteins. Some experts recommend sticking only to full-fat cheeses, butter, or ghee if you tolerate them well. And there's more. For some people, nightshade vegetables, tomatoes, potatoes, peppers, eggplants, can also be culprits, causing flare-ups in joint inflammation. If you've cut sugar, processed foods, and oils but still feel pain, try removing grains, dairy, and nightshades for a few months and see what happens. Your body might surprise you. But if all this feels overwhelming, don't worry, because in the next chapter, I'll show you exactly what to eat instead, based on real science. If you're realizing that some of your daily foods could be making things worse, you're not alone. I get messages all the time from people who felt stuck until they made these changes. If this insight is opening your eyes, just imagine how much better your joints could feel with a few more of these tips. So if you want to keep learning strategies for pain-free living, consider subscribing so you never miss what's coming next. Now for the good news. You don't have to live on bland salads or give up all your favorites. There are powerful, science-backed foods that fight inflammation and support healthy, flexible joints. Turmeric and curcumin. This golden spice, used for centuries in Indian cuisine, is proven to reduce inflammation. Clinical trials show that 2,000 milligrams of turmeric daily can work as well as some anti-inflammatory drugs, without the side effects. Omega-3 rich foods. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel are loaded with omega-3s. If you're plant-based, chia seeds, flax seeds, and walnuts are great alternatives. Berries and dark-colored fruits. Cherries, blueberries, blackberries. These are packed with antioxidants that help combat inflammation. Leafy greens and colorful veggies. Spinach, kale, broccoli, bell peppers. They don't just reduce joint pain, but also provide vitamins and minerals your body needs to repair tissue. Green tea. High-quality studies show that green tea extract reduces joint pain and may even protect cartilage. Healthy fats. Extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, even real butter, in moderation, are far better choices than processed vegetable oils. These help balance inflammation and nourish your joints from the inside out. Lean proteins. Eggs, chicken, turkey, or plant proteins like lentils and beans, if you tolerate them, help rebuild cartilage and muscle. And don't forget, hydration is critical. Water keeps your joints lubricated and helps flush out inflammatory byproducts. What does a joint-friendly day look like? Picture a plate with grilled salmon, sautéed spinach in olive oil, a handful of berries, and a cup of green tea. Delicious, satisfying, and great for your joints. Now that you know which foods to avoid and what to eat for happier, healthier joints, you're already ahead of the curve. But if you want to take your results even further, check out my other video, Top Natural Supplements for Joint Pain Relief, where I break down the latest research on what really works. Remember, the journey to pain-free living isn't about perfection. It's about making small, consistent choices that protect your joints for years to come. Which of these foods surprised you the most? What changes will you make this week? Let me know in the comments, and keep exploring, because every step you take toward better health is a step toward the active, vibrant life you deserve.